We're going to go into some special citizenship-based categories. These are not going to be relevant for everybody on the call, but I think it's important to just note them because some people do have special options and don't even realize it. The classic, like the one that I think not most, but more US citizens are aware of than other categories is the TN, and that involves our neighbors to the north and south with Canada and Mexico. You do need Canadian or Mexican citizenship, so it's not enough to possess Canadian permanent residency, for example. You need the passport, you need citizenship in order to apply for the TN. Only certain professions are eligible, so it's not as expansive as the H-1B. If you're an engineer, for example, you can probably get the TN. But if you are a manager, it's very difficult to get a TN. I did link the professions here, and I'm going to circulate this PowerPoint after the call, so you can always click through the links if that's helpful. But yeah, Canadian and Mexican citizens have more options here. The TN is really easy to apply for. You can do it directly at the consulate, or you can do a change of status in the US. And Canadians don't even need to go to the consulate. They don't need a visa stamp, so they can just show up with a TN application at the border and get the TN and get admitted in TN status right then and there. So this is easy, it's a really convenient, good option, but it's only available for Canadian and Mexican citizens. There's this other option that's only available for citizens of Chile or Singapore, which is an odd set of countries to put together. I don't really know how these treaties got negotiated in a way where it's just these two countries, which are not neighbors. But this is very, very similar to the H-1B, where you need an LCA and the requirements are almost identical to the H-1B category. Chilean and Singaporean citizens can apply directly at their consulates and then be admitted to the US once they get that H-1B1 visa stamp in their passport, or they can change status here in the US. Similar to the H-1B one, Australians have the E3. It's only available for Australian citizens, and it also has very similar requirements to the H-1B. The Australian citizens can apply directly at the consulate with an LCA, get their visa stamped and enter, or they can file change of status here in the US, just like with the H-1B1 category. There is a set of visas called the E visas, so this usually refers to E1 and E2 visas. These are treaty-based visas, and so they only apply to countries where the US has an E treaty. The E1 is treaty trader, and the E2 is treaty investor. Typically, this is for people who are coming to the US to start a company related to international trade or invest in a company in the US in order to operate that company and grow and expand and build it in the US. However, it is possible to get hired on as an employee on E1 or E2 status, as long as you are getting hired in by a business that is owned by people who have the nationality of the E1 or E2 treaty country. If you are job searching, or if you are already working for a boss that has the nationality of one of these countries, it would have to match your nationality as well, because everyone has to match under the treaty. They will probably bring this up as an option for you. I mean, if you're curious, you can always talk to an attorney about it as well, but the business owners who sponsor people or sponsor employees on E1 and E2 should already know about this. And then if you want to start your own company, just remember that the business has to exist for more than just paying your expenses. It can't be a business that is organized around you. It needs to be a business that's set up for growth and expansion and real operations here in the US. So I do work with people in setting up their E2 treaty investor enterprises. I do highly recommend this visa type. It's really good, but it does come with responsibilities, and it is only available to people on this list of treaty countries, which I've linked here. All right, I do have a slide on temporary protected status, just because I think it's important to call out. I will say the US government right now is trying to cancel all TPS. The government does not like TPS, so I listed a bunch of countries here, but all of this is in a state of change. It's very volatile. There may even be some countries that are not on this list where TPS might be reopened. So if you are worried about returning to your home country because of war or natural disaster or other factors, definitely talk to an attorney before making plans, because TPS might be available for your country. There's a bunch on this list again that I didn't even mention because the court challenges seem to be in favor of the government right now. But if you are from any of the countries on this list, TPS is definitely something that you need to know about and know if you can apply for. It's very, very, very complicated. So I would need to do an individual consultation for every person and probably have a lot to say about every single country on this list. Like Ukraine, I don't think they're accepting new applications right now, but people who have TPS can remain in the US and potentially extend. Every country has different rules. That's really all of the special citizenship-based programs that I know of. Aside from the citizenship-based ones, there are some odd visas here or there. There's the U visa if you're victims of a crime that was committed by a US citizen. You might be eligible for the U visa. There's the T visa if you are a victim of human trafficking. There's VAWA if you are the victim of abuse by a US citizen spouse or close family member. So, I mean, there's a bunch of odd options here. I guess all of this to say, if something really bad happens to you in the US, talk to an immigration attorney as part of that. Those visas really do only offer protection if something really horrible happens, so that is sometimes a consideration and something that you can look at.